think of rock festivals, obviously Woodstock, everybody has heard of, and rightly so. It's one of the most iconic festivals in the history of rock music. And then you hear about Goose Lake, which was almost a year later, almost to the date, 1970, right here near Jackson. Back then, it was kind of the who's who of some really cool music. And to be able to assemble that lineup to come out here near Jackson is amazing.
I consider that one of the best 4 or 5 days of my life. It was nothing but fun. I enjoyed the whole time.
Peace, love, dope, and rock and roll.
I think it started with Richard Songer, who had purchased the land and thought, I want to do something unique. I want to build something special that people are going to come back to, and that's where it all started.
I had been out east, and they were talking about Woodstock. And we were bringing in a lot of acts, and I had a manager for the Grandee who had done a lot of work with the English bands, Tom Wright. Tom and I got together and we said, why don't we try bringing one here to Michigan? We've got beautiful countryside, we've got areas that we could do it. He said, well, I'll tell you what, I know a guy named Songer who is looking to do a festival. He doesn't have any connections, but he has an idea that he has some land. He was a road construction guy. He had Portland Construction. And we had a meeting with him, and he said, I'll buy a farm. And I said, well, where are you going to put it? And he said, well, we want to put it where we can have access to the place. And that turned out to be around Jackson, Michigan.
I think he was a man of great vision. And I think he thought, I can really do something here that's going to be pretty special. His idea was to keep having events out there.
That was the purpose, because we knew that once we put the amount of time and money into the facility, we had to keep it going for a period of time. We bought a farm up there and we bulldozed it and put a big natural amphitheater in. And then Tom Wright and his guys on the crew, the Grandee Ballroom crew, they put together a revolving stage, because we discovered that one of the problems they had at Woodstock was the fact that whenever they had a period of time down, that's when the kids got into mischief.
Band A performs, and when that band is done, we have a break of who knows how long until the next band comes out, and perhaps the stage lights go off and then they come back on again. What he did out there that was so unique was that he built a turntable style stage, which in a nutshell is just a huge circular plate divided with something, curtain to keep front from back. While this band is out here performing their set, this band is in the crew is getting it ready. So when these guys finish, they walk off the stage lifts, rotates around. Now these guys are in place, they're rocking. So if you're a guest to the festival, you don't have to worry about, well, we've got 20 minutes, I've got a half hour, I've got an hour. It's just one after the other.
And we were building all kind of facilities, parking lot, garage, and places for tents and medical facilities. And so we had a lot of building and construction went on. And then we proceeded to hire acts from all over the country. We had country and western, because we knew there'd be a lot of people from Michigan who like country and western. We had hard rock from downtown Detroit. We had English rock from the avant-garde folks.
You think of Mountain, the Stooges, Rod Stewart and the Faces, local bands like Bob Seger, Chicago. Other groups were supposed to play but didn't actually play.
We put it all together and we kept them about every 2 hours. There'd be a switch in music.
The community in regarding to news of the festival was extremely hesitant and wary. What they heard of Woodstock was, out of control youth, rampant drug use, motorcycle gangs, sex, all sorts of things that you just couldn't have. Fact or fiction, that's what they feared. And I think a lot of people thought, you're not bringing this here. We're not going to allow it. I think that probably was very, very hurtful and very disappointing, because if you're going to make something like that work, you have to have that community support, and he didn't get that. They tried to fight it through the court system. I think it was a long, ugly battle, and I think it took a lot of wind out of everybody.
Not when I called for you. You weren't there. You know, we got to help people.
Listen, your name's Russ Gibb, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you're pretty much in on this thing. Well, this is the first morning, and how do you think it's shaping up?
We opened the gates yesterday, of course. And, at that point, it sort of freaked us out because all these people are in one day before the festival officially opens. In other words, this morning it's supposed to open, but look at it.
Yeah.
And I mean, wow,
full
you know,
already.
What can you say? It's just fantastic.
Well, taking this into consideration, how many people do you expect to show up altogether?
The universe.
That was the big complaint that the state police had, that the highways were all jammed and people were calling and complaining that they couldn't get through. And they were absolutely telling the truth. It was difficult to get through.
I'll give you a quick story. I didn't know that my parents were going to go. And my mom had told me that she'd wanted to go for months when she'd heard about it. And my dad was adamant, I'm not going there because there's going to be sex and there's going to be drugs and too many people and I don't want to be around it. So finally on the Friday of the festival, my dad came home from work and said, pack a picnic, picnic basket, let's go, we'll buy tickets when we're at the gate. And my mom said, you're crazy, you're not gonna get in. And my dad was, yep. So they took my dad's convertible Corvette. I can't remember the road they were on, it was right near Ann Arbor Road, and the state police and the sheriff's department were already there, and they were turning cars around saying, no, it's done, they're closed, no one else is getting in. People came from all over. All the Midwestern states, North Carolina, West Virginia, Tennessee, all these places, down south, people coming from all over the place to check this out, which is pretty cool.
No, I think everybody's here. I'm positive. They're all here in Goose Lake, Michigan.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, sweetie.
Check this out. Chicken wings. I love you.
We know you're the boss, and we'll make sure your insurance pays what you're entitled to put your car back to pre-accident condition, and that's my promise.
When you want to remember your loved one, call Jackson Crematory Services of Jackson, Michigan. With a wide selection of custom monuments and markers and a large variety of urns, let our family help yours with compassionate assistance. Call 517-499-0008.
Visit Spring Arbor Lumber for your pole barn package. Let us give you a free estimate. Residential, commercial, agricultural, industrial. We do all types of pole barns.
Are you thinking about going to college? Are you asking yourself, how will I pay for college? Am I college material? Can I balance college with work and everything else? Take a breath and relax. Jackson College understands, and we're listening. Our Student Success Navigators are here to help you through your college experience and make sure you attain your goals. A great start, a better career, better wages, a better life are all within your reach. Jackson College, we're listening.
Visit us online today for more information.
Any job, big or small, we fix it all. Clark Sales and Service repairs all makes and models of farm, lawn, and construction equipment. Tractor not starting? No problem. We pick up and deliver. Call Clark Sales and Service at 517-589-8000. That's 517-589-8000.
Lester Brothers has over 30 years of excavation experience. We are dedicated to finishing your residential project with professionalism. We are your source for quality soil and gravel products. Whether it's gravel for driveways or boulders for decoration, big or small, we can handle your excavation needs. For an estimate on any of Lester Brothers residential services, give us a call today at 517-764-7888.
Miller Lite presents the Common Ground Music Festival, featuring Jason Derulo, with special guest Daya, Jacob Whiteside, and many more. Sunday, July 10th, downtown Lansing. Tickets on sale now at commongroundfest.com.
Enjoy summer with a Trex deck from Spring Arbor Lumber. Trex decking has natural wood beauty but won't rot or splinter. Spring Arbor Lumber, your Trex decking headquarters.
At Cascades Golf Course, you will experience a classically designed championship golf course that is beautifully maintained and enjoyed by golfers of all ages. Cascades has a great twilight special on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday after 2 p.m. Golfers can play for just $20. The clubhouse has great golf merchandise and now offers a selection of beer, wine, and spirits. Call us today for information on outings or visit cascadesgolfcourse.com to make your tee time online. Cascades Golf Course, championship golf since 1929.
Pickle Barrel Deli is proud to be serving again from downtown Jackson. Stop in for fresh-made deli sandwiches, soups, and salads. The Pickle Barrel Deli. Keep it local, keep it fresh.
I heard about Goose Lake. I hung around with a lot of musicians back then in Adrian, which is in the middle of Lenawee County. It's hard to keep anything a secret in southern Michigan, especially something of this magnitude. Music didn't get past me. I was actually getting ready to start working in a factory where my dad worked for 30 years, and these two friends of mine came in and said, we're going to Goose Lake up to Jackson to apply for a job. I put the pen down and I went with them.
Some friends of mine, I had not heard about it at all, but they came to me and asked me if I was interested in going. Sure, $15. There was a good-sized group of us that went. 7 of us went in a pickup truck. And we had the tents in the bed of the pickup truck, 3 people in the front seat, the driver and 2 passengers, 4 of us hanging on to the back, coming from Battle Creek on I-94, and we would pass people hitchhiking with Goose Lake signs and they would wave at us. I'm surprised we didn't get stopped though, because it was fairly dangerous to travel that way, but you know, you're young, you don't think about that, just having fun. We went ahead and purchased the chips, the poker chip, for the 3 days in camping. $15, you know, how could you lose?
One of the beauties of American youth is that they're very entrepreneurial. And if they can figure out a way to get something free and not pay for it, they were quite willing to try and make the show free. And so we had a lot of our customers came in free and a lot of customers came in paid.
Everybody's getting in free, but they say you're going to work for a while, but nobody really works. They just get in and have a good time.
I don't have any tickets.
Well, we don't have any tickets. They told us we could work for now. We could get in. We're going to try to get in any way we can. But right now we're supposed to be waiting for a truck, and we're going to get on that and go in.
Half an hour ago, about 50 kids came through, and what can you do? If they don't have the money, obviously, you can't take that away from somebody that doesn't have it.
It was a very hot weekend. It was very dry, where Woodstock had the rain. It was back then a typical Michigan August, which was hot and humid for the entire time. When you look at it from that perspective, are you going to have a rainy weekend? You're going to have a nice clear weekend. Hey, you couldn't ask for any better than 3 days in the 90s in August.
The living conditions, especially after hearing about what had gone on at Woodstock, I thought they were amazing. I mean, there were some places set up where you could buy food. They had permanent bathrooms, permanent showers, cold water, but who was complaining? I thought it was fairly well planned out.
As great as it was, there were a lot of faults with it. There wasn't enough food. I just become a vegetarian, practicing vegetarian, and all they had left on concession were hot dog buns and mustard. In fact, we ate mostly at the Harry Krishna tent when they ran out of hot dog buns. And they always had an in-ground fire, and we ate baked potatoes. In fact, my friend told him, he said, "Thanks for the food, but we think your religion's weird." I said, "Thanks, Tim, what are we gonna eat now?"
I think the people that showed up were a little bit of a hodgepodge mix of everything. You had people coming in motorcycle gangs, some of whom ended up helping with security. You had college kids, you had high school kids from all over the place saying they were from college and coming up with different excuses to get out of the house. And you had a lot of folks like my parents who were young adults that had children at home that still wanted to go. So I think you had a nice blend, a melting pot of all sorts of people.
Generally what we did was just, we had people staying where the spot we had carved out for listening to music. We'd get up, hopefully by noon, because we'd stay there till they shut things down at 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd grab something to eat. We brought all our own food. Having heard about Woodstock and the problems that went on there, we brought plenty of food along with us. And we'd just fix something to eat and then go and check out the Michigan bands during the day. During the break, we'd come back and maybe fix something for dinner and then come back and enjoy all the, the international bands that played in the evening.
The local groups, even though I liked them, I was there for the big name groups, Chicago, James Gang, Mountain, Jethro Tull, all those. So I tried to plan it so I was in the Goose Egg, the arena during those. But it was, you got in there, you're committed to stay in there because it was an ocean of flesh. My favorite musical performance was James Gang because I really liked them then.
As far as the night goes, the main one was Joe Walsh and James Gang. That was his Echoplex. It was just amazing.
Rod Stewart and the Faces were very good, but my most memorable one was when Mountain was playing and some guy got over the fence somehow and past security and was ready to punch the guitar player, Leslie West, in Mountain, and the bass player saw it and ran across the stage and hit him with his guitar while they were playing. And the crowd just erupted. He broke a couple of his strings on his bass to finish that song, but that was probably the highlight.
Discover an inescapable adventure. Go inside Cell Block 7, the only prison exhibit operating in a functioning prison. Jackson, Michigan's rich prison history comes alive in Cell Block 7. Once home to some of America's most notorious criminals, this enormous structure was the world's largest walled prison. Today you can see for yourself, not a replica, but a real prison. Spend some time on the inside. Cell Block 7, as close to prison as you'll ever want to get. Experience Jackson in Cell Block 7, Ella Sharp Museum's permanent prison museum. Visit experiencejackson.com/prison for more information.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, sweetie.
Check this out. Chicken wings. I love
We know you're the boss, and we'll make sure your insurance pays what you're entitled to put your car back to pre-accident condition, and that's my promise.
Don't miss out on the Summer Kids Series at the Michigan Theater all summer long. Go to michigantheater.org or call 783-0811 for more information.
Parents, do you want to connect your kids with food, friends, and fun this summer? Free summer meals are available for all children under the age of 18, and no registration or ID is required. Call Jackson Public Schools Summer Lunch Program at 841-2693 for details.
Enjoy summer with a Trex deck from Spring Arbor Lumber. Trex decking has natural wood beauty but won't rot or splinter. Spring Arbor Lumber, your Trex decking headquarters.
Are you thinking about going to college? Are you asking yourself, how will I pay for college? Am I college material? Can I balance college with work and everything else? Take a breath and relax. Jackson College understands, and we're listening. Our Student Success Navigators are here to help you through your college experience and make sure you attain your goals. A great start, a better career, better wages, a better life are all within your reach. Jackson College, we're listening.
Visit us online today for more information.
Mobile Vision is dedicated to serving the homebound patient with high-quality, compassionate eye care. The most convenient way to receive quality in-home eye care is to call us today at 517-787-8890 or visit us online at mimobilevision.com to request an appointment.
Visit Spring Arbor Lumber for your pole barn package. Let us give you a free estimate. Residential, commercial, agricultural, industrial. We do all types of pole barns.
Come in and check out our delicious and unique cuisine at Bellanotte Ristorante. Locally owned and operated, Bellanotte Ristorante has fabulous lunch and dinner menus with homemade specialties inspired by the healthy Mediterranean diet. And we use many locally produced ingredients. Let our professional staff make your lunch or dinner a memorable experience at an affordable price. Book your next party or reception in one of our 4 elegant banquet rooms. With accommodations for up to 250, our banquet rooms are the perfect place to make your next occasion special. Enjoy a selection of over 120 fine wines and 50 foreign, domestic, and draft beers with live entertainment on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Bellanotte Ristorante. Casual, comfortable dining.
United Way of Jackson County creates lasting change in our community. United Way programs and partners help children succeed in school, help families reach financial stability, and help people achieve good health. Be the one to live united. Learn more at uwjackson.org.
The Pickle Barrel Deli is proud to be serving again from downtown Jackson. Stop in for fresh-made deli sandwiches, soups, and salads. The Pickle Barrel Deli. Keep it local, keep it fresh.
As we think about, drug use and some of the stuff that was going on there, that was the fear of a lot of the local people. Was, some things happened at Woodstock, and there was a lot of drug use. Whether or not it was up here and it was really here, we don't know. But somewhere in there is the truth, and that was one of the big fears, that it was just going to be crazy. And from the different people I've talked to, there was a lot. There was a lot of drug use. There was a lot of drinking.
I do remember vendors having tables set up along behind parked cars. So you'd walk past them as you were making your way to go listen to the music, and they'd have stuff set up, be calling out whatever it was they were selling.
We got some grass, and we got some cigars, and we got some papers, we got t-shirts, we got candles, we got ash pipe, we got incense, necklaces, marijuana, and marijuana.
If you wanted to get high, you get high on anything. I did see some hard drug use there, some heroin, which I didn't care for, but mostly it was marijuana. You could smell it everywhere.
From a legal standpoint, the police mostly took a hands-off approach, which was, we want to keep control of things outside the boundaries of the park, but we're not going to go in the park. When you talk to attendees that were there, things got pretty crazy inside the boundary of the park, and law enforcement took a kind of a hands-off approach.
My favorite story to tell is we were just walking around, people watching, and we heard this commotion. There was a huge group of people, maybe 100 people going down what they call the road. It was just a path between all the parked cars. When we finally got to the front, we figured it was going to be a fight. And in the front, there was a guy, skinny as a rail, completely nude, hairy as you can get. And the only thing he had on was a gas mask with a bowl about the size of a small pizza, and it was burning. That's all he was breathing, was that. In fact, it was flaming up. And people were betting. There was a guy who had money betting when he was going to pass out.
I don't remember seeing too many regular police, but they did have rental cops there. And he's standing right next to a table where a guy's selling stuff. The guy said, "Hey, can I borrow your bullhorn for a second?" And he pulls it up, and acid, mescaline, hashish, marijuana, he's using the rental cops bullhorn, to advertise. People would walk through the crowd with aprons on, with pouches full of different whatever. I mean, You know, just calling out, and if you wanted something, I say we knew that it was going to be like that, so we didn't bring anything.
The most that I saw, the drugs that I saw there were on Tuesday when we left. T. Gardner and Van Winkle would, when the concert was winding down, he said, well, you guys are going to leave, don't take anything with you because you're going to get busted.
You're to object to any search, and you're to remember to not get hassled and say things that you wished you hadn't have, because they'll be sure to use it. Now, the best thing to do is be clean when you leave and be cool so that we don't have nobody spending the night in jail.
So by the exit we went out, I don't know if the other ones were like that, but there were probably a dozen 50-gallon drums that were full, they were overflowing. It was on the ground. Any color of pill you could think of, blocks of hash, marijuana, everything. In fact, my friend reached his hand in there like this and threw it all up in the air. And we looked over 50 feet away, the cops driving by, and they're just smiling and nodding. So we went like this and left.
Detroit newspapers, the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press, knew well in advance what we were going to do and how we were planning in our contacts with the state police and with the governor. But when they got a hold of it, it became not the rock festival, but the dope festival. It was not a dope festival. And we went out of our way to try and control all evidence to dope.
To try to police, you know, that many people, 200, 300,000 people in that large of an area, I just think it was absolutely impossible to keep a lid on.
How do you deal with that? That's a different time. You know, it's August of 1970. You know, you're right during that period where things were different than they are now. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong, but I think a lot of that stuff went on. People are pretty upfront in talking about it, and it fit the bill. The impact of the festival on Jackson County, I think, is kind of sad. And I say that because a lot of people here locally, especially the younger generation, they don't have any idea that it took place. Now, you go out there now and the lighting towers and the speaker towers are still there. I visited at one time and I asked this girl that just happened to be there, what do you think those are for? And she said something to the effect of, I think it's old farm equipment. They had no idea that what had taken place there. That half of the stage is now part of a community center, and you can stand there and look out over where there were hundreds of thousands of people. So there was so much infighting to keep it from happening that I think it's one of those things that kind of sadly goes into the history books being largely forgotten, except by the people that were there.
I'm just really glad that I was able to participate in something that was that large. It was just almost a once in a lifetime experience. That's what it wound up being, you know, since they weren't able to do their 3 years that they were planning.
I refer to it a lot. I remember even specific songs that were played by different artists. But I guess mostly I became part of the Woodstock generation then, and I experienced it and never forget it. I just wish they had more, because they had plans in the fall to have another festival. Even the Stones were rumored to be coming there. But no, there was nothing else like that.